Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast that has been relentlessly texting you for donations for the last 72 hours. Just checking in on that, just seeing where everybody is, not trying to pressure you or anything. I would never do that.
This is a crisis.
Oh, no.
The former President Barack Obama is reaching out to you personally.
Barack Hussein Obama?
That's right. Hussein himself is reaching out to you personally to request your donations. Otherwise, this great nation will fall to ruin from a lack of well-funded podcasts.
What would happen to all of the children? Think of the children if they can't hear our opinions about anime. Who will they turn to? You have no idea. You have no idea what kind of opinions they're hearing at school.
Breaking, Florida has passed yet another anti-anime bill. We need your support. Fill out this petition now. Donate money to Project Free Anime so we can finally get that ghoul. Who is it now?
Is it not Ron DeSantis still? And that is how you
Ron DeSantis?
That is how you pronounce his name, by the way. He said it. He's let everybody know. His name is pronounced Ron DeSantis.
What a ghoul. What an absolute ghoul. Trying to ban anime from schools, from elementary schools.
That is a crucial time.
This guy.
That is the most crucial time in a child's education where they can form good opinions about anime, and we have to be there to make sure that they are on a guided path. Otherwise, who knows what they're going to get into, and we can't just ban it away. Listen, banning anime isn't going to make it go away. We have to be at the front line teaching responsible anime use to these kids, right?
If Ron DeSantis successfully bans Boruto from elementary schools, don't you understand that these kids are going to go out into the streets and find harder stuff? This is reality. We have to grapple with the reality of the situations we find ourselves in.
Listen,
there's no use pretending.
At best, they're gonna find themselves in some kind of weird alternative manga space, which has some cool stuff, and they may be cooler people for it. But what happens when they go wrong? What happens when your child comes home as an Attack on Titan fan? Tell me that, people.
Don't start me on that again. We can't keep going with that. It's dead. It's been dead for a while. We can't go back.
No, it's back in the news. It's back in the news. Didn't you see that interview with the author?
How can it be back in the news? It can't be back in the news.
It's back in the news.
They cannot be putting out another Michael Jackson biopic. That can't happen.
No,
we're living in the future now.
Last week, the author of Attack on Titan did some kind of interview with a manga magazine where he basically said his editors pressured him into making Eren more sympathetic at the end of the manga, and he regrets not going making him go full 100% piece of shit more than he already was in that ending, which he was those things. He was a fascist and he did a genocide, a little bit of genocide, so he wasn't a good guy.
Well, I am on the author's side here. I see where editorial's coming from. Huge franchise, you don't want to leave fans with a sour taste in their mouth. You end up with a Game of Thrones scenario where you have to start picking up the pieces later on with side projects and spin-offs.
Yeah.
But I am with him, if you gotta follow your instinct there and make your characters pieces of shit.
I know. Yes.
Just do it. This is the
it.
correct way to do it. Your characters, these guys can't all be likable.
Nor should they be.
I
mean, we're saying it a little bit silly way, but I think that there is 100% value in exploring stories of characters that are not good people and letting us explore the themes and rationale behind characters that are bad people, and that doesn't make them sympathetic in messaging. It just lets us see why they are the way they are, and I think that that's an essential aspect of storytelling just in a grand scheme. We shouldn't shy away from difficult topics. Like,
and it mixes it up. Like, I'm getting bored with this shit.
Well,
like,
sure,
why
it's
are they all
entertaining.
cool? Like, why does it all got to be cool? Why can't it be a piece of shit?
as much as I hate to pull out a direct quote from Quentin himself, we do it because it's just so much fun, Jan. It's fun to watch on the TV.
I swear to God, one of these days, he's got to be the next Neil Gaiman, and then we can finally be free of this guy.
What do you mean the next? His foibles are out in the open. It is an open joke, not even in Hollywood, just in pop culture in general, that he's like a weird, freaky sex pest that's in defeat, and he'll make you do weird, foot stuff in his movies. That's just known. But he's best friends with Harvey Weinstein. Like, come on.
He hasn't gone away, though. Whatever happened there, Neil Gaiman did go away. Like, we have come together and made a consensus about the Gaiman problem.
He's gone from the general zeitgeist, but he did not go away to jail. He went away to his mansion.
No, it's true. It'd be good if people suffered consequences for certain things they do.
Yeah,
that'd be great. But at the very least, unlike Tarantino, he is not the people making his shows, Sandman and
Sandman's over.
The other one.
They wrapped that up real quick.
Yes, they had to.
They cut all of the ad funding for the second season right as all of that stuff was happening. Man, that must really suck for the people who worked on that show. Goddamn.
What's the other one?
Good Omens was the other big one.
Good Omens, yes. And now that you got the Good Omens people coming out and they're begging people, they're like, listen, just because he's a creepy piece of shit doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch Good Omens, because it's going to be cool, and we're coming out, we're saying that he's a bad guy, so we're not on his side. But the show is a show. It has nothing to do with him, even though it's a book he helped write or whatever. But lots of talented people came out and they worked on the show, and let's not punish them.
Yeah.
But we should punish them. Don't watch Good Omens. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck
all
it.
that shit.
Sorry, David. And I love David Tennant. I'm a David Tennant stan. I'll admit it.
Yeah, I like David. He was in The Singing Detective.
Yeah.
You ever watch that?
No, I didn't watch that.
It's good.
What was that other show where he was the detective in
Doctor Who?
No, The Good Show.
No?
The one where he played a detective in a small English seaside town.
Broadchurch.
Yeah, I liked Broadchurch.
Yeah, I like Broadchurch too. I watched, I think, the entire thing in one day. I just blasted that shit. It was good.
Yeah.
I like that show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not we don't have to talk about Doctor Who ever again. Listen, David Tennant's put it behind him. I think we should too.
You know what? Broadchurch, also a show about England being pedo island.
That keeps popping up. Isn't that weird?
That popped up again. It's weird that
why does that keep happening in these small island nations?
It's crazy, man. I hadn't even thought about Broadchurch in forever, but now that you bring it up, that is a show about England being pedo island. Crazy.
Now let's talk about the other famous pedo island. No, not the one you're all thinking of. Not that one. Not that one.
Not that one.
I'm, of course, talking about Japan. Let's talk about some anime. Oh, man.
Okay.
All right. It is. We're winding down with our premieres for spring 2026, spring anime 2026. We've both got a couple left to talk about, which is amazing that we've gone on 4 episodes of talking about new premieres. Almost unheard of in this show's track record so far. Honestly, it's been kind of a stacked season. I know we said it already, but it's living up to that, and I've been rather pleased.
I've wrapped up my list. There was one I wanted to watch, but I unfortunately haven't been able to find it. So That is a problem. But everything else I had access to, I've wrapped it up.
All right.
I'm ready to make my call on
I
this
think
entire
I'm in
season.
the same position. I've locked in the stuff that I want to pay attention to this season, and I've watched the premieres I wanted to see, and I think I'm ready to make a call on this season after these ones.
Okay.
All right, where do you want to start? Let's start with the one that we both watched.
Let's knock these out. Let's get rid of them. We're ready to go.
Get out of here.
Rooster Fighter.
Niwatori
let's
Fighter.
do it. Rooster
yeah.
Fighter. This is one I had a lot of anticipation for because I happen to like the manga a fair amount. We've talked about it before. I think it's one of those gag comics that actually pulls it off.
Yeah.
I wondered how an anime would turn out because like the manga it is riffing very heavily on a bunch of like 70s kind of gangster movies, Japanese gangster movies that were riffing on 60s and 50s American gangster movies. But with a lot of did you ever watch Tokyo Gangster?
I did actually. This is actually a weird one. Tokyo Gangster I saw in high school just randomly because it was at the time my parents decided to just get me my own card on the family Blockbuster account so that I could just go rent stuff without having to ask them. And that was just something that I randomly picked out of the foreign film section because I also happened to be getting into like anime pretty heavily at the time.
And you were like Japanese. You saw Japanese people.
I hate to put it that
I'll watch
simply,
that.
but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm like, oh, Japanese. I like Japanese stuff. I will watch and maybe that is the best mindset to watch a movie. Just like critically unengaged and accepting of whatever is on the screen. Like
just put a thing on.
Like
whatever.
Yeah, it's Japanese. Put it on. I want to see what's going on there. I am intrigued.
That's honestly why like AMC was good, and it's such a shame that AMC is not good anymore, because you could just turn AMC on in the ancient days, and they'd be like playing some fucking John Ford movie that you've never heard of, and be like, oh, this is like a good ass fucking movie that I never would have chosen to watch for myself ever.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I mean, AMC is probably a good example, but I think that's just kind of a relic of cable in general. I remember seeing a bunch of weird comedies like on late night Comedy Central that I never would have heard of otherwise. You know, it's gotten much bigger now, but like it used to be like Wet Hot American Summer would only come on like on Comedy Central at like 11 o'clock at night on the weekends, and nobody had ever heard of it. And it's like one of my favorite comedies ever.
That's one of your favorite comedies ever?
Yeah, yes. Wet Hot American Summer is one of my favorite comedies of all time.
I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong.
I would say that movie actually is like significantly foundational in my sense of humor.
Is that why you always say terracotta smash?
Yes, that is why
Yeah, okay.
The terracotta smashing noise is inherently funny, though. Like
you really like that.
Removed from the very funny gag they use it for in that movie, it is a funny sound. Like it's got that it's got that juice to it, you know?
Okay, all right. Did I call it Tokyo Gangster? Sorry, I meant Tokyo Drifter.
Oh,
excuse
no.
me.
No, we're talking about completely different movies then.
Because I was talking about, I meant Tokyo Drifter. Because I think, honestly, a lot of the stuff in Rooster Fighter is riffing directly off of Tokyo Drifter.
Okay. I mean, it's probably very similar. You know, these are all genre film. But there was a movie called Tokyo Gangster, and I did watch it. I just want to clarify that. That movie exists.
Okay. And I want to clarify, Tokyo Drifter is not Tokyo Drift.
No, it's not Fast Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, unfortunately, nobody drifts in Tokyo Drifter, which is it is a missed opportunity because that would have been sick.
Do they do like metaphorical drifting at all? Maybe he's drifting from town to town. I assume that's where they get the title. He doesn't have to be drifting in a car.
he drifts from town to town, but ironically, the car driving actually never leaves Tokyo. He actually never, he never leaves the town.
Actually, all of the car driving is very sensible and down to earth in that film.
Well, I'm just saying he does not go far afield from his piece of shit Navy dad's house.
Yes.
He's like in the same neighborhood the entire movie. Tokyo Drifter himself does move quite a lot.
Well, I mean, good. Lives up to his name.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you tangle with some mafia guys, you kill some people you shouldn't have, you gotta lay low for a little while. There's a great scene in Tokyo Drifter where he goes to an expat bar, and it's filled with Navy guys.
Okay.
And like just let's say race relations break down because of some trouble he causes, and everybody in the bar beats the shit out of these like Navy guys, these American Navy guys. It's a wild movie to watch. I strongly suggest it.
I would also suggest going to find Tokyo Gangster. That one is a very classic tale of a Yakuza member who wants to get out of the game. Gets involved with a troubled girl, and he wants to leave his past behind him, but he obviously, his old boss ain't gonna let that happen without a big old rumble at the end. It was fun. I liked that one. It stuck with me, you know?
So it's like the plot of what is it, like Yakuza 6 maybe?
Yeah, basically.
Something like
that. Well, I assume Yakuza just in general is, probably lifted some stuff directly from that movie, amongst many others.
Yeah, considering the Yakuza games are like the main campaign takes you like 20 hours or something?
They're not, 20 hours, maybe less if you're good at the fighting, but the fighting's kind of jank, so most people aren't.
Yeah, so they got to pack a lot of they just steal a lot of movie plots to like fill that thing out. So probably like every Yakuza movie eventually gets filtered through.
Yeah.
Kazuma Kiryu, the dragon.
Yep. Very much
our favorite boy. Good dude.
Well,
good guy.
Tying it back into Niwatori Fighter, what they're doing in that show is basically an amalgam of all of these guys, like from that era. I would say, like the Ken Takakura type, like tough guy gangster. Movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yes. And it got me thinking when I was watching it, because it's beyond like the references to like Go-Go 13 and all of those kind of like hard boiled kind of
he's
stuff.
Jotaro.
Yeah,
obviously.
Jotaro, big one. Well, I don't even know if I'd count that because Jotaro's doing the same thing. He's also riffing on that. But it's like that, and then he is the joke is that he's a rooster, like just he's a real rooster.
Yeah. He's a rooster who is Go-Go 13, who is Kenichiro from Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, who is Ryu from
Jotaro.
Cosma from Like a Dragon.
Yep.
But also there's the giant monsters. His sad backstory is that people, I guess, can randomly get infected by an overload of bad emotions and turn into giant demons, and they go on a rampage.
The very classic. This happens in like every 90s anime, and then also in One Punch Man. They do that in One Punch Man a lot. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about like all the disgruntled people like in Sailor Moon who end up turning into monsters because their hearts are corrupted.
Exactly,
that kind of thing.
Yeah. And so they turn into giant monsters, and one of them, kills his family, his wife, his chicken wife. I assume probably smashed
no, it was
his
sister.
It was that was his sister.
His sister gets eaten by a monster in his tragic backstory.
Okay, right, it's his sister. Anyway, and then he vows to use his rooster fighting abilities to fight these giant monsters, which I think is all that aspect of it is all fairly straightforward. There's not a lot of like subversion with the action like One Punch Man does. they make all these jokes, and then he just goes and fights a giant monster. And I think those two aspects are fairly separated within the construct of the show. But it got me thinking, like, what would be the American equivalent references? Like, would it be like an Arnold chicken? Probably. Like that's the first one that comes to mind for me.
You know, the funny thing is, like, Arnold actually, in his full canon, he didn't play a lot of this guy. I mean, like, in Commando, he does, right? He's saving his daughter and all that stuff, and he's like, in American media, we don't quite have the same guy, except in westerns.
Yeah,
Shane is.
I was just about to say
here. But Shane is like a nice dude. Like, he's a cool guy.
It would be
he's
more
nice
like the Clint Eastwoodian, man with no name.
He is more of a man with no name, and in that mold. It's kind of one of those things.
But
I'm thinking of
the man with no
movies.
name is just doing Mifune from Kurosawa films.
There's a lot of cultural exchange.
Yeah.
And those guys, the thing is, like, those are like 20s and 30s movies, with the hard-boiled guy who was always a detective or a piece of shit criminal.
Well, okay, no, not always. Not always. In Double Indemnity, he's an insurance evaluator.
Oh, well, that's ripping off Johnny Dollar.
Sure.
who's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite.
Great name. Love the name.
Dramas.
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar. He kicks ass, and he's constantly going to, like, rich people's place to be like, "All right, so your crazy daughter, who's so crazy, burnt down the east wing of your mansion," and the guy's sweating and pulling on his collar. He's like, yeah, she's so crazy, right? And then ends up, like, trying to, like, smother him in concrete by the end of the episode. But he's such a good insurance investigator that he's, like, totally prepared for that contingency. It's great. It's a great, if you can, stand listening to a radio drama from the 30s, like, it's good shit, man. Good shit.
Boy, howdy can I.
Yeah. And those are the touch. I mean, I really can't think of stuff like after that has the same, like, characterization. I feel like once it transitioned into Westerns, it kind of fell away from most of our other media because, like, mafia guys are not this guy.
No, mafia guys are, well, I mean, they're goons, right? Like you have your Scarfaces, but they always get their comeuppance in the end. Is part of their character arc. The Scarfaces, the original Scarfaces, the many Scarface eye,
The Scarface eye.
Yeah, the Scarfasci eye.
The many eyes of Scarface.
The many faces of Scarface.
I was worried about watching this with my watch partners because I do not think that they have the cultural references for this to play off of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think because the manga is just visual gags, it's pretty easy to get through. You're not watching a whole episode of Shane, but it's a chicken. I feel like it has an advantage there. And I felt that when I was watching it too. I felt like, not all of these gags hit as hard when they're animated. I like some of the choices they make. I didn't like some of the choices they made.
My biggest issue with it so far is just the animation style. It's relying quite heavily on a lot of very awkward 3D modeling, especially for the giant monsters.
There's some of that for sure.
Yeah, and I think that in a lot of the animation, just of the characters moving around seems very stiff. Like it has some nice moments and it has some very good use of color in a lot of the scenery, but overall, like, it doesn't feel like the most visually impressive entry this season by a long shot, which is fine. I can ignore that if it's funny enough, if it's
fine.
Yeah. And like I said, I've only seen the first episode so far, but it gave me a chuckle. There were some good gags in there,
Yeah. It was a real mixed bag for me. Because there were some good jokes I really liked, and there was some stuff that I thought fell flat. And it reminded me again of like a lot of comedy jumping into like an anime adaptation is like, I think it is deceptively hard to adapt a manga comedy because the adapting a joke is like difficult. A joke on the page has to play differently than a joke in animation. And I think people don't always think about that, but it's tough because like a joke in a manga can rely on like a page turn. There's so many page turn jokes that you cannot really recreate that in an anime unless you do some very creative things, which I think some of them do. Do you remember like My Dear Friend Nokotan, right? From a few
of course.
Seasons ago, that I really liked at the beginning and then fell off pretty damn hard. I think that had some very, very creative adaptational moves of jokes that could have easily fell flat. And I think this one is less up to the task, I guess. Maybe because they just thought the visual of a rooster fighting monsters is good enough.
Well,
I don't know.
That was my impression that I got. You know, it's that they're relying very heavily on it's a rooster, but he's doing anime stuff, and also he talks like an action hero gangster. Isn't that silly? Which is like, yeah, but again, that's just a setup. Like, there's lots you can do with that. And back to what you were saying just before this, I think like probably the biggest, like the golden standard for adapting these kind of comedies from page to anime would be something like Azumanga Daioh, right? Where like they do the jokes, but they expand on them to take advantage of the medium of animation in a way that you can't with manga, and in the process, in a lot of the ways, it fundamentally changes the joke, like the way it plays out, the way you experience it, and not in a negative way. It's like it just makes it a different joke almost, and I think that's actually like the strongest way you can do these kinds of animation or of adaptations. If you're just trying to adapt like a 4-koma comic into like straight into an anime and you don't have much to go off of, you end up with something like Tomo-chan is a Girl, where they both just do very flat recreations of the 4-koma jokes from the manga. But then also they have to like fill in all of this negative space around it with like made up rom-com stuff, like rom-com tropes, because there was nothing else in the manga, right? There were 4-panel comics, and the gag was always, isn't it funny that she's like tall and strong for a girl? Like there's no meat there. You have to make up
nothing
something.
Funnier than you got to admit, nothing funnier than that though, right?
That's the
pretty
best,
good,
funniest shit I ever seen.
That's the funniest shit I ever heard about, dog. Yo, she's like a dude though. Holy shit, man, that shit's funny. I'm cracking up
like,
right now.
She acts like a dude, but she's hot though. Like, but what if you thought she was hot?
But can she hang with the boys?
She can hang with the boys, and she's a baddie.
She'll crack a cold one and watch the game?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck, dude. That's so funny that a girl would do that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I ended up, just like I said, I just ended up very, very mixed on this one. And I did not expect it. Yeah. And also my watch partners could not get past the fact that all the humans have big heads.
All the humans do have big heads, but that's funny sometimes.
They could not get past that.
I don't. What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean they couldn't get past it? Do they not? Like you can understand it's a joke and not think it's funny, but I don't understand how you can be confused by the big head and just find it off-putting. Like
they weren't confused; they just found it off-putting. They were like, "That's not funny," and
it's not funny. It's just off-putting.
Yeah, the more they're on screen, the less I want to watch this.
Wow.
That's kind of the sentiment I was getting.
I didn't know our friends were so superficial. Wow, that's all I have to say.
Sorry, they don't like big head mode. They're like the beginning of One Punch Man when he sees the big head kid.
Shit. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. One Punch Man is pretty funny.
Yeah. Hey, that One Punch Man, that's a pretty funny show. You ever notice that?
You got to admit, One Punch Man's pretty funny. That's good shit.
All right. Let's keep moving here. I also watched another premiere of something that you've read before that I know you've vocally expressed that you're not a fan of.
Yes.
I watched the first couple episodes of Akane-Banashi, the Rakugo anime.
Yes. And are you a big fan of Rakugo, Nate?
Well, I like sitting in a hot room listening to some old dude tell unfunny stories for like 20 minutes at a time. I'm like a super huge fan of that. So I was like really excited for this one. Like I was super like keyed in, ready for this. And then like they made the main character a girl and not some old guy.
Shit.
What?
But is she like, can she hang with the boys?
No. Well, the boys do not want to hang with her. Seems to be the general consensus on this one.
I see.
She's trying to hang with the boys. She's like, I can hang with the boys. And the boys are like, girl, you cannot hang with us. No hanging allowed with these boys.
I see. That is tough. That's tough when that happens.
Tough stuff. Japan's still got a long ways to go. He's still got to break that glass ceiling.
Yeah, the comic did seem to be like, damn, Rakugo is misogynistic as hell, but it's still good.
Okay, so really getting into it, for people who don't know, Rakugo is a traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling, basically, where you have one guy basically doing skits where he is narrating all of the characters. And
yeah, you ever see like a Robin Williams set?
Yeah, yes,
like from the improv.
But like, if
he's coked so hard, he's coked out like fucking crazy.
He's all over the place. He's a goddamn hummingbird. No, Robin Williams in relation to Rakugo is like doing like Calvin Ball shit. Because like the thing about Rakugo that I learned from this anime is that apparently there are like structured rules and preset stories that you are allowed to tell. Like,
yeah,
like you're not just making stuff up. Like you're not a comedian who is who is like writing your own material. There's
this is the craziest shit. I could not get past
I kind of can't get over it either because I still don't like okay, this is coming from someone who like when I want to turn off my brain and just have something on in the background, I will put on episodes of stuff that I've seen before. I'll put on The Simpsons, I'll put on old episodes of Good Eats or whatever to just have noise in the background. And it feels like that is what Rakugo is, but with the express purpose of the audience like having to sit and pay attention to it.
Yes.
I get that it is a traditional form, a traditional art form is how it's presenting itself. But it seems boring as fuck. Like, what is going on here? What is happening?
Now you're in my corner. You understand how I feel, where I'm coming from on this, right?
Yes, I understand.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, so I haven't read the manga, so I don't know what changes have been made, but the first episode, we established that our main character, Akane, is the daughter of a up-and-coming Rakugo student. And kind of like sumo, you have like Rakugo schools that is taught under a master that has different levels that you move up through the ranks through, right? And and the setup, this sounds so stupid. The setup,
it's so crazy,
is that her father is at his test performance to see if he can become like a full-fledged Rakugo dude. Basically his graduation test, right?
Yeah.
And after all of him and his classmates perform, the master comes in and says, actually, you know what? You all did so bad that I'm kicking you. I'm kicking you all out of school. You're all expelled.
That's so crazy, dude.
None of you have what it takes to be true, boring story guys.
None of you guys can tell a dumb, boring story that everybody's heard already. You don't have what it takes.
You'll never be as good as me.
Dude, you suck too. Your shit sucks, bro. What are you talking about? Oh my god.
Well, no, actually, okay. So no, it's skipping ahead a little bit. It turns out that the master that expels all of these students ends up being kind of like set up as the villain for the series, because her express purpose, now that we have skipped forward a few years and she's in like high school, and it's like kind of implied that her dad killed himself after this happened.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Because they're being very vague about it in the anime so far. Is her dad
God, I
dead?
wish I could remember.
Because
maybe he's just a piece of shit and he ran off or something. I really don't remember.
Because what happens is he gets expelled, and then we get a hard cut to like 5 years later or something, and she's graduating high school and wants to be a Rakugo so that she can go and do a revenge.
She wants revenge for her dad.
Yeah,
she wants to avenge her father who has fallen from Rakugo grace.
And like the first thing information we get after this time skip is that her dad is just gone. Like he was so ashamed that he either killed himself or he left town, because he's just not there anymore. And they all talk about him like, man, we sure miss Dad. Wasn't it awful how he got expelled from his bad comedy school like that? Isn't that awful for us as a family?
Yeah.
And so she wants to go and be the guy and take revenge. And his former master is set up as the villain. And I sympathize with this guy by the end of episode 2, because his motivation for kicking everybody out is that he's said, like, actually, Rakugo's like boring and nobody has fun, and I don't like doing this. I want to take Rakugo to weird and new places.
Yeah.
And that is presented as a bad thing for the series.
Yes.
That is presented as a villainous act.
Yes, because Akane-Banashi is like an inherently conservative act.
Yes.
Because it presents the virtue of Rakugo being an inherently conservative art form.
The benefit of Rakugo is that they say over and over again isn't it great how generations can come together over these same stories? Like, it is presented as Rakugo is good because it is an art form passed down from generation to generation, and you connect to the entire history of it by participating because it has remained unchanged.
Yeah.
But then also, it's boring and misogynistic, which is also a big theme of the story so far.
Yes, these are the people. That's the inherent tension too, which I found hilarious. Is that they're like, we need to make Rakugo progressive so that women can do it, but not too progressive.
No.
Not too. We don't want to go too far.
It's funny. It mirrors the argument of whether or not the Catholic Church should have female priests, like almost exactly.
Yes.
It is like a 1-to-1 thing here. That is so weird.
There is a movement in theater, right, where there are Shakespearean purists, and then there are people who want to do like Leo in Romeo and Juliet, right?
Yeah.
And trying to be as sympathetic as possible to Rakugo in this story, because again, I know this is a culture we are not part of, and we don't come from these traditions. So I'm trying to be.
We're
culturally
trying to have
sensitive
grace here, is what we're saying.
I'm trying to, and the trying to culturally map this onto like Shakespearean purists. That's where I'm trying to come from, because I do think I have a lot of sympathy for people who are like, the only way to experience Shakespeare is to see like people performing the plays as they were written, because that is a unique experience and you are taking in the master as was expressed originally. But those guys in Shakespearean circles are also clowned on a lot because they are these weird, inherently conservative people who when they see Shakespeare expand into different
they have
forms,
an instinctual recoil to it.
Yes, they do not like it, even if it does the like 80s teen adventure movie where it like brings it into the modern world and exposes people to Shakespeare and makes them like it. It's like if imagine like an old guy shaking his fist at West Side Story, right? It's that kind of thing.
I mean, we have old people shaking their fists at the remake of West Side Story. Just saying.
I know. This is thing that still goes on. People don't want Shakespeare to change. And when you see lots of stories, there's so much Western media is just like, I'm going to update Hamlet. I'm going to update Macbeth. I'm going to update Henry V and make it cool by putting guns in it or whatever,
Yeah. Well, Romeo plus Juliet.
No, I know. Like that Leo version does have like guns and stuff, which is cool. But the thing is, it's cool.
It's cool in that
it's
one.
Fucking cool. Dude, I was just talking about that shit. Somebody was like, yeah, we had a hard time with Romeo and Juliet because like, a lot of people thought it was like kind of boring. And I'm like, it's boring. Dude, his best friend stabs a guy to death in like the first act.
Yeah.
What? Dude, what? That play is not boring. It fucking kicks ass.
Well, no.
That shit rules, dog.
As much as people have made fun of it over the years, I do really like the Leo Romeo plus Juliet, specifically because it adds so much over the top style. It's like the thesis was going into it. It's like, all right, how do we make Romeo and Juliet? How do we make Shakespeare not boring? And they did it in the most 90s way possible. And also they put John Leguizamo in it, and I'm just a fan of that in general. I like that guy.
Yeah, I like that guy. Yeah, played Luigi.
Luigi Mario, along with Mario Mario, his brother.
Yeah, he was a good Luigi Mario. He's better than whoever they got for this 3D movie. I'll tell you that. I'm shaking my fist.
Don't. I like Charlie Day too. I can't bring myself to be mad at him.
Is that who they got?
Yeah, Charlie Day plays like Luigi in those movies.
Oh, I don't like that.
I mean, he's no Chris Pratt.
So in that context, if this was a story about this girl was a huge Shakespeare fan and she wants to be an actor and she wants to do, she's like, I could do Lady Macbeth, or like very modern attempts at Shakespeare, they do the reverse of the old times where women can play the male characters.
I saw
is a thing
a really good version of Hamlet with a lady playing Hamlet a couple years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's mixing shit up. Like I said, like people mix this shit. I mean, we've been doing these plays for hundreds of years. You have to shake shit up. And I think if in that context, if we were doing something like that, and she was trying to shake up Rakugo, not by changing the text, but changing the context around it, I think that would be interesting. But when I read it, it seemed like the only change she wanted to make
was to let girls in.
She would do it.
Yeah.
Exactly like the men.
And in fact, I don't think that she was even so much as like trying to get women as a whole to be able to do Rakugo. I think she just wanted to do Rakugo specifically for the purpose of revenge, which is the best reason to like do anything. Revenge is the best reason to learn a skill. Like that is undisputed.
Yes. And immediately pull the ladder up behind you.
Yeah, yes.
So I don't know. I thought, I haven't watched the episode, but the manga is very well drawn. And I think if I can ignore the Rakugo part, I really appreciate the artist's ability to tell a story in manga form. The panels flow together. The staging and the posing is all great. I really like all that stuff until the rubber hits the road and we have to deal with the central theme and concept.
Yeah.
I just can't get past it. I can't get past it.
Immediately they've introduced someone who is set up as like her first rival to overcome within Rakugo. And this is the guy who is like, he's the new student of the master that expelled her father. And his whole thing, like, and they present, what I'm getting at is that I think they're going to present a series of mini boss characters that each have like their own quote unquote Rakugo superpower or whatever. I can see this almost moving into like weird shonen spaces almost at a certain point, because they introduce this guy episode 2 and they say right up front, it's like, oh, this guy, his whole thing is that he's a pretty boy, but that just makes it more effective when he does dumb characters. And so it creates this gap effect that makes everybody, that it increases the comedy aspect by 2.7%.
Yeah. Well, it is a Shonen Jump manga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so,
and when he gets on stage, he has an aura that literally emanates out from him and like physically affects the audience. Like you can see them like change mood as his chi power emanates out. It's fucking ridiculous.
This is tough. I don't really know what else to say. It's really tough.
I mean, it's just, the last thing I'll say about it is that, like you said about the manga, it's drawn very, very well. The anime is really fucking good. Like, they put some money into this, and it just keeps adding to that list of, like, why is this anime getting such a stacked animation budget compared to all of these other ones that deserve it so much more? It boggles the mind.
No, I mean, this is a really this is like a leading Shonen Jump series, right? This is like a very
That also boggles the mind. Who is finding this entertaining?
The people who buy Shonen Jump. They fucking love this shit.
Are Japanese middle schoolers all like weird conservative old guys? Do middle schoolers like give a shit about Rakugo? Let us know. Somebody out there who listens to this, let us know if middle schoolers give a shit about Rakugo.
They love it. They're, instead of going to karaoke, they're going to Rakugo karaoke and doing Rakugo for each other.
Where are you at this hour? Where have you been? I was at the Rakugo Cafe, Dad. I want to be the best too.
We went to the Rakugo Cafe with all the girls, and we had like a really good time. And like I finally got a girlfriend doing Rakugo. She was really impressed with my Rakugo.
Oh God! All right. I think we got one more in us to talk about, and then we're done. We're done for premieres.
Well, I have one more premiere that I watched. I watched Snowball Earth.
What?
Snowball Earth. And this is one that was on my manga reading list for a long time. I think because some mangaka that I like recommended it. And, I like a Snowball Earth. I'm okay with that.
Is this like a Twilight Zone, like, oh, what if the Earth was freezing over kind of situation? Like
the Earth
is a snowball?
Over.
The Earth is a snowball. Okay.
It's a snowball.
Okay.
The Earth freezes over and it's a snowball.
All right.
Yeah.
Mystery solved.
Episode 1 doesn't really get there because it turns out the Earth is attacked by space kaiju. when it's still normal Earth.
Okay. All right, so we have normal Earth and big monsters from space. Standard. All right.
I thought the show would open with Snowball Earth. This did not happen. So right off the bat, I'm on my back foot. I'm like, why isn't Earth frozen? Next, they start talking about a 6-year-old as the savior of Earth. And I'm like, wait a second, hold on. 6-year-olds, they don't save Earth. They're 6 years old. Unless, now say it with me.
Unless
they pilot
a
mech.
robot.
A robot, yes.
Oh, whoa, that feels wrong. We shouldn't be putting 6-year-olds in a robot.
Well, too bad, because it's a time-honored tradition. The 6-year-old gets in a robot, and it turns out right off the bat, he's the best at it.
Okay.
It's kind of strange because the robots are built to be autonomous, but for some reason they have like backup like manual controls inside them, right?
Well, I mean, besides the control, they have a cockpit. They have a space for someone to sit inside of them.
Yes,
that seems pretty intentional to me.
Which is it's very strange. It's very strange. But our main character hijacks a mech, as they all do.
Mm-hmm.
Every self-respecting mech show pilot hijacks a mech.
Listen, every one of us would, given the opportunity. That's not up for debate.
Except for Shinji.
Well, I mean, he doesn't...
Very famously.
He still got in it. Like,
he still got in it, but he didn't wanna. He didn't wanna. This kid is sympathizing with this robot because it turns out these robots, like I said, are autonomous, and they've been given a bizarre amount of like intelligence and personality. And his genius father, who invented the robots, because of course your genius father has to invent the robot that you hijacked.
Well, otherwise, how would you have the genetic predisposition to be able to pilot it?
Yeah, to be a genius pilot.
Yeah,
it would be difficult. But this genius father, he wants to kamikaze the robots.
Oh,
yeah.
With the kid inside?
No, the robots themselves.
Oh, okay. Well, sure.
Without people inside.
Listen, if your robot can't blow up, it's not even a mech, really. I mean, Hero blew his mech up like 4 times in that show.
Yes, but unlike Gundam, where like a robot's kind of personality is subliminal, it's very background implied. These machines like have personalities and feelings, and they don't want to die.
Oh,
I don't know why they programmed that into the robot.
Yeah, that seems counterintuitive.
But the robots do not want to die.
Oh man, when what's that company called? That stupid AI company that's contracted.
Which one? Claude? Anthropic?
Yeah, Anthropic. When Anthropic starts putting like AI assistants inside of missiles and they don't want to die, like we've got maybe we've gone too far at that point.
They just came out with a thing that said people are wasting massive terawatts of compute power because they're saying thank you to their chatbots.
I know, I heard about that. That makes me happy, though.
It makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. I do not say thank you to a robot. Don't do that.
No, I'm not saying it's like healthy or good behavior. I think it's funny to waste resources.
Oh, yes. Hasten on the Snowball Earth.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes. And not for political reasons. I just in general, I think it's funny to waste resources.
Yeah, it's funny to like turn on all your faucets in your house and then go to the park or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes I just stare at the faucet and let it run for hours on end.
Yeah. Sometimes I just put all the vegetables on the floor. The kid jacks the robot, and it turns out, I don't know why nobody thought of this, but like when the robots have a pilot, they're like way better at killing monsters.
Okay, that is a trope that comes up quite often, I remember off the top of my head, the first thing that comes to mind for me is something like, and this isn't an exact one-to-one, but like, Outlaw Star, you have the girl in the box, and when she gets into the spaceship is better at flying and fighting with its little arms. You've got Zoids, same deal, where you have your Pokemon Zoid get inside your big Zoid, and that gives it an upgrade. That was always really cool. So this happens quite a bit. What I don't understand in this case is why would putting a human inside the robot make it go better? Because in those other examples, like
He make it go good.
Yeah.
Make a robot go good.
Melfina is her name from Outlaw Star. She's an android, right?
Wow, nice poll.
I know. And the little robot, the little dinosaur Zoid from Zoid's Chaotic Century that fuses with the big one. That's also a robot, you know? So it's like putting a computer inside of a computer, and that makes it better. That's basically a graphics card, right? Like that is the function that they're fulfilling.
Yes.
Why would putting a human inside of the robot make it better, though? Humans suck. Like, historically, humans invented robots to do these fighting, to do the fighting for them because we are so bad at it that we made machines that are better at it, you know?
Honestly, I know this sounds trite because it's an anime, but I genuinely think the series implies that it is the power of friendship. I think the power of friendship makes the mechs better.
The power of friendship makes the suicide mechs better, is what you're saying?
I think so. But here's the twist.
Mixed messaging all over the place here.
Well, check this shit out. This is the mixed messaging because we go from 6-year-old, we cut to the future where he is now like a teenager, and he is heralded as the savior of humanity because he's been killing these things and he's so good at it.
But Earth still isn't a snowball.
Earth is still not a snowball, but he is in space. He's in a space station because now they've taken the fight to outer space and they're killing them in space before they get to Earth.
Dope.
Which makes sense, Yeah. That's good. They're not on Earth anymore. That's great. That's a win. But they do get attacked by like a big swarm.
Oh,
and
that's
so
bad.
Obviously, he gets out there and he's like, we're going to go destroy all of these fucking monsters. And he hacks up quite a few of them. I'll give it that. He gets a lot of them. But clearly he's not going to get all of them. I mean, there's a shit ton of these guys. It's like a beehive. And his robot, echoing the beginning of their friendship, goes, I think I'm going to have to blow myself up because of friendship.
He has to do an Iron Giant. He's going to do an Iron Giant on him.
He's going to do an Iron Giant. And the kid's like, no, because I didn't mention it, but he has crippling social anxiety. Like he is almost non-functioning. And this robot is his only friend.
Okay, so he's basically a Shinji.
Yeah, kinda. He keeps fantasizing about this book he's reading, which is basically how to make friends and influence people, but he still hasn't figured it out. So he begs his robot to not die. The robot does not give in. He insists that he's going to die, and does, but not before sending our main character back to Earth in a little escape capsule. And here's where it gets very confusing. Now, it's possible I missed something.
Uh-huh.
That's always a possibility. Occasionally, I look away from the screen sometimes.
Well, I don't know why you would ever do that, but okay. What is there to see? I've been in your room. There's nothing to see outside that screen.
I'm not watching in my room, dog. I'm watching with friends.
Oh.
Because I share anime with my friends. Because unlike this dude, I have friends.
I
didn't even have to read a book.
Me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
He comes out of the capsule, and it says Snowball Earth. It's Snowball Earth up there.
Oh, twist!
It's the Snowball Earth up on the outside of the capsule. It's Snowball Earth has happened.
They snowballed him while he was out in space.
Well, don't put it like that.
Like what?
Don't say that. I don't know how that happened. It's implying that some kind of time travel has gone on, in which he was maybe potentially suspended for a long amount of time. I think that's what happened.
Maybe it's maybe time passes quicker in space.
He's not like, it didn't seem to be like deep space, I thought they were like pretty close to Earth, but maybe not. Maybe they were really far out, and it took him like 100 years or whatever to get back.
Okay, so is the mystery of why he was gone so long, and why Earth is a snowball? Do we know why Earth is a snowball?
Well, because
you better not say global warming. That's going to be a bummer.
I would assume it's monsters.
Okay,
like I'm almost certain it's monsters. But it's a problem because this happens in the last 5 seconds of the first episode.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So no Snowball Earth until the credits.
I mean, that's not... There's been successful cases of doing a title drop right at the very end of the episode like that. That's not unheard of.
Well, we get a title drop at the beginning that says Snowball Earth.
We get 2 title drops.
I mean, we get Snowball Earth, then credits. It's just, hey, look, there's Snowball Earth, and then credits. The show is called Snowball Earth. We know it's called Snowball Earth because it opens with the title that says Snowball Earth.
Oh, and then at the end, it shows us the Snowball Earth. I get what you're saying.
Yes, he comes out of the capsule and there's snow everywhere. Just snow.
I mean, that was
a problem for me.
Yeah. Oh, that was a problem for you. Why?
That was a problem for me because I didn't care about the other stuff. I wanted to see the snowball. I didn't care about any of that other stuff.
You just wanted to get to why is it called Snowball Earth? Where is the Snowball Earth? What are all of these characters doing not in snow? Those were the heavy-hitting questions on your mind through most of this episode.
Didn't care about how he was a child genius pilot mech with social anxiety. Didn't care. I don't care.
I mean,
I want to know about Snowball.
Well, I mean, they got all of that out of the way. Obviously, the fact that he is a mech piloting prodigy child is going to be relevant in some way, right? Like, he's probably going to find another robot, right?
Oh, I'm sure. It's just that I wanted to see him pilot a robot on the Snowball Earth. I didn't need 25 minutes of him convincing me that he's a good pilot of a non-Snowball Earth mech.
Okay, all right.
I could have just taken his word for it. Honestly, I could have just taken his word for it.
Fair enough. But then you got to the end of the episode and you said, well, I'm never watching another episode of this.
Yeah,
so I guess...
Didn't sell me. Did not sell me at all. And I'll tell you why. It's not necessarily just because of that. But, and I will admit, when it comes to mechs, I have a very particular sense of mech aesthetic. I know I am picky here. I'm a picky eater when it comes to mechs.
You know what you like.
A lot of mechs I just do not like.
You're allowed to have your taste. People are allowed to have taste. What is your mech taste, Remy?
Well, as we've talked a lot about Gundam Wing, that's my formative anime mech, right?
Sure. I mean,
it's hard for me to get around that.
Yeah, both of us, sure.
Yes. I like that mech a lot. I like that style of mech a lot. Now, I've always thought of kind of there is a continuum of mech. And on one side, we have the Western mech warrior. I hope we're all familiar with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like mech warrior, Battletech, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they're more like tanks, right?
What you're saying is that there is a split between mechs that are trying to take a real-world practical approach to design based on, like, existing military hardware versus anime, like, Gundam mechs, which are just basically people, but with armor and they can fly around.
As we move more towards, like, very anime, we kind of like reach like Sentai like big Sentai guys like Ultraman. Like, they just kind of become a guy in a suit.
Just a guy in a costume.
Like I also think, I also think of Ava as that. Like it is the farthest away from Mech Warrior that you can get.
Well, I mean, Ava, I think, is intentionally riffing on that, both because of Anno's like personal, affinity for that tokusatsu style, and the fact that the quote unquote robots in Ava are literally giant people underneath armor. Like,
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I know.
I think that's intentional.
But
same. Yeah.
When we think of those, you also think of like Giant Robo or I guess something like Mazinger.
Yeah.
Even some of the Gundam seasons have mechs that are more personified than others.
Well, initially, that's what made the Gundam stand out, is that compared to all of the other mobile suits that it fights against, it is actually like crazy future, almost alien technology. Like, the Gundam is supposed to be mind-blowing in how agile and fast and strong it is, right? Because the Zaku's are... like, they're basically the first generation of bipedal mobile suit, and they fucking suck. They're slow. They have, like, no head.
Really
they just
bad.
have a dome for a head. If you go even further back, they get rid of the legs, and they just have tanks that also have, like, torsos with arms on top of them, basically.
There's a lot of those.
I think those ones are the
those
funniest.
in conjunction with the Zaku's.
Yeah.
And, I think of, like, Yoji Shinkawa's designs, for Rex and Rei. As sort of, like, sitting somewhere kind of near the middle. Because they're very obviously anime.
Yes. Well, Yuji Shinkawa
but
has
they are
that...
Mech Warrior style.
Yes. Well, he has both kind of styles in his wheelhouse, because you have the Metal Gear, kind of, like, futuristic, but still, like, spec op, military... kind of tactical look to him. And then on the other side, you have the Zone of the Enders mechs, which are just the Yoji Shinkawa Gundams. Like, that's just his take on what a Gundam looks like, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, the problem in Snowball Earth is it kind of hits the third vector here, because it looks like Baymax.
The worst kind of mech.
It is a goofy round. Yes, it is the other kind of mech, which is like a goofy, dumb, round thing that sucks really bad and is like not cool at all.
Oh, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now.
Yep.
What is this thing? This looks like
it sucks really bad.
This looks like one of those robots that brings you your food in a Japanese like family restaurant.
Yes. It has a very, very bad, unfortunate aesthetic.
Yeah.
It has like a kids show mech with like rounded corners so they can't hurt themselves or like swallow a piece.
Well, you got to think about merchandising when you're designing these things.
Yeah. There is a weird thing where as the kid gets older, his mech kind of looks more like a traditional Gundam, but it never fully gets there, and I think that sucks. It sucks really bad. The thing is just not cool, and there's like one thing you have to nail,
and that's making the robot look cool.
The robot has got to look cool, dude. It has to look cool, at least kind of cool, At least kind of cool. I mean,
for me, the counterpoint to this character design is the Gurren robot from Gurren Lagann, right? It's also doing the small little guy robot thing, but it's got like a character trait to it with the drills and the fact that it's not like a weird ball. It's like it's a giant head, and then because it's a giant head, it can become the head for other bigger robots and make them more powerful. That's a cool robot. I think the Gurren Lagann robot is a very cool robot.
It's a pretty cool robot. I prefer that kind of robot, even if I'm not the hugest fan of Gurren Lagann. I don't really like Mazinger robot. I don't really like that. Maybe because it's a little old fashioned. But at least it has a mech feel to it. I don't like Voltron, you know?
Yeah, Voltron.
Not really a cool mech to me, but it has a mech quality to it. It's undeniably a mech.
Yeah. No, for
Even
sure.
if I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a mech made up of 5 different smaller mechs.
Yeah. They put all the little dumb ones together and they make a big dumb one.
Yeah.
Very innovative. But I can't deal with this mech. And it really distracted me from the rest of the show. Maybe this is why I missed that crucial part about the time travel, because I couldn't really, like the big heads in Rooster Fighter.
You couldn't get over this one. You couldn't get past this one.
Over the fucking stupid robot. Because it does veer away from that Mech Spectrum that I was talking about.
The Mectrum.
Yeah, the Mectrum, the classic Mectrum. And I don't hate people trying to move away from traditionalist designs. I don't hate that at all.
No.
But I hate this. I hate this one.
Listen, we always
don't
say,
like it.
Put whatever you want on the screen, make it interesting. You have the freedom, but also we can not like it. And oftentimes we don't.
I can think it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this sucks. It sucks. It's so disappointing to me. Because I wanted to know about Snowball Earth, and now it's got a shitty mech that I don't like.
And now your motivation to figure out why the Earth is a snowball is gone.
Yeah, it's dead. It's completely dead.
Frozen over.
If this is the thing he's going to pilot, even on the snow... Don't say that. Even on the Snowball Earth, if he pilots this thing, I don't care. I just don't care. I can't deal with it.
Well, that's
I would
too
rather
bad.
him pilot a regular tank.
That actually might be kind of interesting if he comes back to Earth and it's all apocalyptic snowfields and he just finds a M1A1 Abrams. It's like, it's Snow Tank. Snow Tank sounds way cooler than Snowball Earth. Yeah, I'd watch that show.
There are anime about people riding around in tanks. That is a thing. You can watch those. I don't know if there's any that I like in particular, but there are tank anime.
I don't know, as long as we're throwing stuff out here, I am seeing posters for a Mazinger Z versus Devilman movie from the 70s that looks kind of awesome.
Does Devilman have to get big? Does he get bigger?
I don't know. It doesn't seem... if anything, this screenshot seems to imply either he gets bigger or Mazinger gets much smaller.
Small Mazinger?
Because they're like shaking hands in this screenshot.
Wait, so they're not fighting. They actually like each other?
Well, I assume that they probably fight at the beginning and then they make up at some point to take on an even bigger bad guy. I don't know what to tell you. The movie's called Devilman versus Mazinger Z.
I think it would be cool. Mazinger. I think it would be cool if they did like Blue Submarine #6. You remember that?
Oh yeah, that was cool.
It would be cool if they did like that.
Yeah,
but maybe like a snow train version.
Wait, no, that's that feels like that's already been done before.
Is that something that
I think that might be something?
Already?
I'm not sure.
They've done that one?
They might have done that one already. Hard to say.
Where the Earth is a snowball?
Where the Earth is a snowball, and then it's like...
And they're on a train?
They're on this big train that goes around the Earth, They're like on some kind of post-apocalyptic snow train. Something like that.
But does a child genius pilot the train?
No.
Okay, then we have wiggle room.
I think we got something. I think we're on to something here.
On a Snowball Earth, do you think there's like still water under there? You think like the whole ocean is frozen?
Well, I guess neither of us know enough about the environment because you didn't watch I haven't seen it and you didn't watch past the first episode. So I guess a lot of the world building is really going to be based on whether or not every body of water is frozen over. Kind of hard to live.
I know in like, snowy climates, they can like cut a hole in the ice and there's like water down there and they can fish.
Do some kind of you think they're ice fishing? I'm assuming that there's maybe an underground society. They have some kind of like snowy Zion going on. All of the Matrix. Maybe
they live in a big cave.
Yeah, they live in a big cave and rave all the time. And then, they come up to do mech fighting on top of the snow. But probably there's running water underneath there somewhere. I assume. There has to be.
I mean, I know that just from, like, kind of being around it when I was going to read it, they're eating the monsters.
They eat the monsters.
Yeah, I think that's the only food. So I don't think they're, like, ice fishing.
Probably not. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I'm not very sold on this series. I don't know. If we want to get to the heart of it for me, it's like I think outside of Gundam, which was formative for me, and like Gurren Lagann, which might have been the last mech show that I actually like watched. Like I'm not a big mech anime guy. So outside of the mystery of why the Earth is a snowball, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on for this show. Like, I don't care about the robot. The design does not hook me.
It sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. Seems kind of a wet fart to go out on for this season. But this is the last one that you watched?
Yeah, this is the last one I watched. I'm just going to go back and watch more, Demons of the Shadow Realm. So,
yeah.
That's going to be fine. It's okay. I don't need this one to pull through for me. It's just, it sucks because I wanted to know about the Snowball Earth. That's it. I mean, that's really the bottom line. I just wanted to know about the Snowball Earth, and it didn't give that to me, at all.
Okay, here I've got an idea. In between now and when we record the next episode, I want you to go and just read whatever the most recent chapter of Snowball Earth the manga is. Yeah. Just let me know if they explain what's up with the Snowball Earth at that point. Maybe we can figure this out.
It's been a while since we did a chapter skip.
I think we should do a chapter skip on this one and see what's going on. I think that'd be funny.
I will check it out. I'll see what's up.
All right.
I kind of want to watch Blue Submarine number 6.
Oh man, I would rewatch Blue Submarine number 6. That was really cool. That was one of those ones that was like presented as a special event when they premiered it on Toonami, and it's like it was so different than all of the other anime that they had shown at that point that it like took me aback because it is like a weird story. Is set in a weird alternate post-apocalyptic ocean world with like mutant sea monster people. And it's like they cut from showing episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho and Rurouni Kenshin to this weird little mini, like introspective mini series about the futility of war and genocide. Kind of a weird 4:00 in the afternoon slot coming home from school. That was a weird one.
Yeah, it really threw you for a loop, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Again, it's stuck with me over the years, so that's saying something. Yeah. All right, I think.
Well, I could believe it. I mean, it's kind of fucked up.
It's really fucked up, but
it's pretty fucked up.
I'm gonna rewatch Blue Submarine number 6, and then we should talk about it next time.
Yeah, ironically enough, they pumped the Blu-ray out.
Oh yeah. All right. I think
they got that 4K.
I think we're rambling a bit at this point. Let's wrap it up here. That was Spring Anime 2026. The premieres. We watched them.
It was all of it.
We did all of them. We did all of them. And if there was an anime in there that we didn't mention, it's because it doesn't exist. Simple as that.
It's funny you say that because I did get a special request for one of us to watch Gambare Nakamura-kun.
Who is giving us requests? We don't take requests on this show. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, our one listener did. And so maybe we Rochambeau on that one.
Well, I'll fall on the sword. I'll watch it. I like trash.
Okay, you watch that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Gambare Takamura-san.
I guess one more.
I guess
we're almost there.
I guess we have one more by special request, which I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of that. We're gonna have some words with these people, but stay tuned.
I know we said this just the season premieres too, but at the end of the month is the final Mononoke movie, which for me really wraps up spring. That's the last call for me.
Yeah, I think that's a good ending point. That seems like a good bookend. For the season.
It's gonna fucking rule. So maybe you'll finally watch these fucking movies.
Maybe. Find out next time on Anime Death Spiral.
Yeah.
Do the stuff, like, subscribe, watch the videos we're putting up on YouTube, shorts, all that stuff. You know what to do. You love us. We love you.
Just fucking do it. Jesus Christ.
Handsome,
like
tall,
with
beautiful listeners, thank you once again for sticking with us, and we will talk to you next time. Bye.
This hell planet that will soon be over. Yeah, inshallah. And we can all breathe a sigh of relief. It's finally over. Now I can relax.